Mr. Pokemon's house can't be much further now, and I'm sorry, I still can't get over what I saw in the end of the last part. You know, those fellas battling right in the middle of the road with no way of passing around them. It's unbelievably stupid. It's like if people started playing soccer in the middle of a highway. It's pole time. What is stupider, those blokes battling in the middle of the road with no way to go around them, or the old guy from Red, Blue, and Yellow blocking the road because he hasn't had his coffee? I mean, sure, you need a way to restrict access to later areas, as long as you haven't completed the opening part. Well, actually, scratch that. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum didn't even need a roadblock. It's just that the story took you exactly where you needed to go right off the bat. And as for Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, at least it had a guy blocking the road because he was investigating. I think it was a weird Pokemon footsteps, and there's a Pecha Berry in the tree here, and I have reached Mr. Pokemon's house. Finally, it was about time. I'm already half an hour in, so it really was about time I got there. Now, if I remember, he's gonna give me a Togepi egg, and no, I'm not getting the egg to put on my roster just yet. It's going to go in my backpack for now, so any steps I take between now and when I actually put it in my party, well, it won't count towards the steps needed for hatching. And you just gotta love how Professor Oak is just standing there minding his own business, not even coming out to greet me. Is he looking at Pokeporn or something? Well, I wouldn't put it past that, because he lives and breathes for Pokemon, and that may be in every sense of the term. Okay, now I think he's going to come in and say hello. Aha, so you're Jeff. Well, you don't need to tell me that. We met already at the beginning of the game when you asked me my name. So you don't have to talk as if we've never met, because if I'm to judge by the way things happened at the beginning of the game, then we've already met each other before. So you don't need to say, aha, you're this guy, I think. Okay, and now he's jumping to conclusions quite fast, that Professor Oak, I think. He sees me with that rare Pokemon, okay? And he thinks right off the bat that Professor Elm gave me that Cyndaquil, and that I'm a good guy because he gave me one. Well, if Silver popped in here and Professor Oak saw his Totodile, well, would he say the exact same thing? Just because I have a Pokemon doesn't mean I'm a good guy. Just ask the Rockets, or the Aquas, the Magmas, the Galactics. Anyway, he's going to give me the Pokédex, which has been expanded to 251 in this generation. And what he just said, well, I think it's a copy-paste of what he said in Red, Blue, and Yellow. I think it's exactly what he said verbatim. Happy? I said it right this time. Oh yeah, now he's introducing me to his usual radio show. Make no mistake, this show is the shittiest radio show in the world. You would think that a radio show that talks about Pokemon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week would be the best idea ever, but no, they managed to botch it up real bad. Like, Professor Oak is supposed to be this big authority and he can't do a decent radio show? A whole pile of strange coins? Excuse me, but I think that's a keyboard I'm seeing there. Maybe we don't have the same coins here as in Johto, or maybe they use keyboards as coinage? Maybe? And you thought pennies were annoying to carry? I don't know why we still have pennies, especially in Canada, where they're worth even less than in the States. Pennies are bullshit. They should be banned. Okay, so can I get out now? Thank you very much. And oh yeah, Professor Elm calls me to tell me that, oh my god, it's a disaster! I got a Pokemon stolen from me! Okay, so he's not exactly saying it that way, he's just prompting me to come back to the lab pronto. Anyway, I was talking about Togepi a little bit earlier on, so here's a little fun fact that you may or may not know. Despite being introduced at the same time as their evolutions, Togepi and Riolu are actually babies, as much as Pichu or Elekid or Bonsly or stuff like that, you know, because they cannot breed. They need to evolve in order to breed further. So people who breed Riolus, well, they gotta get a Lucario before doing that. So if you want to breed several generations to get good IVs, well, it's going to be particularly difficult because you need to evolve them, and it's evolutions through happiness on top of that, so it's doubly annoying. But back to the game, this Caterpie should be enough to put me over to level 8, which is going to be a much welcome level up because the very next battle is going to be Silver, unless I run into something in the grass here. Nope, so it's going to be Silver. I mean, I could take that Totodile at level 5, but you saw what happened in Pokemon Red when I was just level 5. I needed to use that potion. The higher leveled I am, the less I need to use items. And level 8, I think, is the level I need to be guaranteed that I won't need to use any potions at all, or orange berries, as the case may be. So here's Silver now, who you should know it by now, but he's Giovanni's son. But as we find out later, he really hates Team Rocket. I don't know how to word this, but why does he hate the organization founded by his father? I don't get it. Maybe I'll bet a loony that it's explained in the manga, though I wouldn't know the explanation. Maybe if someone knows, feel free to tell me. Okay, so now his name is just 3 question marks, but that's because I haven't been asked his name yet, much like Terra in Final Fantasy VI. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and tackle my way through. Now that I'm level 8, this should be more than enough. Critical hit, that is most welcome, especially since they're much rarer in this generation than they were in the last one. I already explained how things work in my Pokemon Red LP, though I might need to repeat it if you don't remember, but that's not gonna be now. So, as I expected, just spamming tackle was more than enough to win with room to spare, so 3 question marks was defeated. And is it me, or is his thumb really huge? Is that even supposed to be his thumb? My name's 3 question marks. You know, in any other RPG, that would be the point where you get asked his name so that he doesn't say my name is 3 question marks. But not here. He actually says it that way. My name is 3 question marks. I wonder how that's pronounced. But anyway, I'm going to heal my Cyndaquil to give it back the 15 HP that it lost, because I may not get back to New Bark in one piece without having to use orange berries or the potion. Okay, so now I think, as usual, I'm going to be able to jump off ledges in order to get back to New Bark quicker, but same as in Red, I am not going to do that. Well, I'm going to jump down 1 or 2 maybe, but not through everything. I'm not going to dodge every last patch of grass, because wild Pokemon are pretty good experience, and I'm still a bit not really far away from the point where I can battle trainers, but there's still a few things to do. Okay, so here's this level 2 Rattata. I think I am going to be able to reach level 9 with this one. Maybe, maybe not. It's just level 2. What? Tail Whip miss? Now I would have understood that in Red, Blue, and Yellow, since there was the 99.6 glitch and all, but wasn't it fixed in this generation? Oh well, next time.